Hello and welcome to the NHL Best Bets. Playoffs continued last night with 4 games. Our picks were not the greatest one this time. Vegas proved that they are a better team than Minnesota, took a third victory in this series in St. Paul. It was somehow even game, but Vegas converted their chances much better, even though Cam Talbot played reasonably okay. They took this game with clear 4-0 win. And then other game, Pittsburgh, New York Islanders, home team played their game. They didn't give too many chances for the Pittsburgh and took victory 4-1. Tommy, do you see that playoffs betting is not good for us?
It does seem that there is a hard to find some value here. So these were value picks, but both of the teams that we picked, even though they might have played a little bit better, they lost the game because it is the playoffs. So a certain style of play works a lot better in the playoffs than it does in the regular season. Like in Minnesota, the home team outshot Vegas 35-18 and didn't score a single goal. Of course, it was a great effort defensively by the Vegas team. Minnesota couldn't break down that defense, so it was a good win for Vegas. A bad pick from us, but Minnesota did what they could do. But in this case, Vegas was just simply a better team, or at least better team in this sort of playoff environment. So deserved win for Vegas. Similar thing in New York, like we've been speaking about Islanders playing at home. Now they did play exactly like it was expected and completely shut down. Penguins only scored 1 goal, 30 shots. New York Islanders shot almost 30, so they were offensively as well aware, and they turned the game over really fast. And this is something that is a poison to Penguins play because they do play with a lot of risk. They create a lot of turnovers for themselves. So Islanders managed now to turn the game, score the goals when they had the chance, and take a deserved victory. And now it's all open again, 2-2 series. Very interesting going back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it looks like Islanders utilized their chances, and they have also good goaltending if we compare Pittsburgh. Maybe a bit better, and that's very important here. Like we've seen in Vegas Minnesota game, Mark Quanter was again man of the match there with his good performance. Also, his counterpart in the offense, Markku Kivi, was pretty good by scoring this one short-handed goal there.
Yeah, it's very important to have great goaltending in the playoffs, especially now the team can play exactly the way that they want to play, and it is easy for the defense, especially when the goaltender is reliable. You don't need to worry all the time that, okay, if I make a mistake, the goaltender will not be there to help you. But this case, Marc-Andre Fleury and Islanders Sorokin or Varlamov, both great goaltenders, so it's easy to play as a team and as a very cohesive unit there, and that's what wins playoff games.
2 other games went to the favorites. Tampa win 6-2, took a 3-1 lead against Florida. Looks like a done series there without any magnificent surprises. And then Toronto equalized series against Montreal with 5-1 victory, and this was pretty much what was expected.
Yeah, the better teams now show that they are the favorites to go. Especially Toronto improved a lot from the first game. Now towards the end of this game, they were a lot better all the time. So Montreal ran a little bit out of gas compared to the first game where they managed to shut down Toronto. Now it was not enough, so I think Toronto will take the lead in this one, and Tampa Bay is almost now cutting the series, and they are about that much better team when they play at their best level. So it was 6-2 game. If Florida cannot score more than 2, they will eventually lose this series.
Then if we go to tonight's games, another 4-game night. We have here picks another two value picks. Both teams are underdogs, both in bookmakers odds as well as our simulations, but as there is a great value to pick these teams, we'll do it. So home teams in both series. Winnipeg come back to home after leading 2-0 against favorite Edmonton. Naturally, this is do or die game for Edmonton, but Winnipeg has played very well, and now they have a home arena advantage, and plus 122 odds provide great value for a home team. And then other important game for Washington, they win this one or they go to fishing. Plus 123 odds is good value again, even though simulations provide 50-50 game. This odds is something that we cannot pass.
Yeah, two underdogs this time. These are the teams that we've been rooting for throughout the season. So Capitals and Jets. Winnipeg going home now. They took a surprising victory last time over Edmonton. They lead 2-0. Winnipeg at home, they play really well. Edmonton struggles on the road and struggles in the playoffs apparently. So no points for this super duo of Draisaitl McDavid so far. So they need to get their game going in order to beat Winnipeg, but Jets are now in the playoff mode. They are made for playoff, this sort of team. They're very balanced at the moment. Connor Hellebuyck, probably at the moment the best keeper in the league and keeping Jets in the game, whatever happens on the ice. So a great value there for plus 122 in the simulations, 46% for Jets, 54 for Edmonton. So Jets are underdogs, but still a great value with these odds. And Washington, of course, it's 3-1 series. Washington has to win. We've seen that the game that is the decider, the fourth win, is always the hardest to take. So I do think that Washington will come back and take it to Boston again. But I do think that Boston might then take it at home. But this game, Capitals have been competitive. Last game was a little bit of a letdown from them in Boston, but now going home, it's all in, nothing to lose. A great value for Washington team, plus 123, 47% in the simulations go to Washington Capitals. So nice value again. And I do think this is much of a coin flip of a game. So I think Washington might just as well take it. And these great odds are what we're going to go for.
Two other games, early games tonight. Carolina plays second game in Nashville. Nashville prevailed last game in overtime. They won it and cut the deficit to 2-1. But Carolina is clearly better team in this matchup. Do you think they will take this game tonight easily?
Yeah, I think they are a better team, but the last game showed that Nashville can also play a little bit different way. We were expecting a low-scoring, tight game, but it went out 4-4 and then 5-4 in the overtime. So a very different game than what we've seen from Predators before. A lot like the game that Carolina Hurricanes wants to play, but Nashville now beat Carolina in their own game. But I do think that Carolina is so much better team that they will win this in the simulations, 59.3%, while the odds are minus 147. So not very attractive odds for road favorite, but according to simulations, Carolina will take this game.
And then other game, Colorado has chance to clinch the series against St. Louis. They have been much better, and I don't see any reason why it should change tonight.
Yeah, according to the simulations, Colorado wins 69% of these games. The odds minus 238, so not very attractive either. Colorado a lot better team, as we've seen. St. Louis hasn't found any keys to break down the Colorado defense or score enough goals to win. Although this is the fourth game, so it is the game that is the most difficult to win. So let's see if this old magic is valid still, that Colorado has to take it back home to win the series.
These two teams, Colorado and Carolina, have been high scoring throughout the season. Do you think these games will go over like it has been recently?
I do think at least in Colorado it's an over-like game how they played. St. Louis, like I mentioned, hasn't found ways to score a lot of goals, but they do have to open up their offense in order to compete with Colorado, because Colorado can score 3 to 4 goals quite easily in a game. So I do think this is an over type of a game. About 60% of the simulations go over as well. But in Nashville, again, like if Predators play the way that they have played, usually very close checking, very defensive, great goaltending, then it's hard to see this going over, even if the last game was a little bit different with 9 goals. So simulations show about 50%, so over under close to the line. So no bets there.
But we have a few other bets, so we keep a close eye on those and see how the rest of the games go as well. Tomorrow is a new day and new video with new picks.
See you tomorrow.